Good evening, and welcome to our journey through the fascinating history of Las Vegas, the city that emerged from the desert, sands, and became a global entertainment destination. The story of Las Vegas is one of transformation, ambition, and reinvention, unlike any other. From humble beginnings as a dusty railroad stop to becoming the glittering neon capital of the world, Las Vegas represents the quintessential American dream built in an unlikely place where fortune seekers came looking for opportunity, and the Mojave Desert seems an unlikely place for a major metropolis, yet this inhospitable terrain would eventually host millions of visitors. Every year, Las Vegas began as nothing more than a small oasis in a vast and unforgiving desert landscape where indigenous peoples had lived for thousands of years. The southern Paiutes called this area Las Vegas, meaning the meadows in Spanish, for its spring-fed grasses that provided rare water sources in the arid environment. The first European Americans to settle the area were Mormon missionaries who built a fort in 1855, attempting to convert the local population. But harsh conditions caused them to abandon their settlement after only 2 years. The area remained sparsely populated until 1905, when the San Pedro, Los Angeles, and Salt Lake Railroad arrived, connecting Southern California to Salt Lake City. This dusty whistle stop became a water refueling station for steam locomotives, and the railroad company auctioned off land around the tracks, creating what truly transformed Las Vegas from a small desert town was the construction of Hoover Dam, formerly called Boulder Dam, during the Great Depression. This massive federal project brought thousands of workers to the area who needed housing, entertainment, and services. Between 1931 and 1936, small casinos and showrooms began appearing to cater to these dam builders. Gambling was legalized in Nevada in 1931, a fateful decision that would forever change the trajectory of this small desert community desperate for economic activity during the Depression era. Nevada took a chance on legalizing what other states prohibited, creating the 1940s marked a pivotal transition period for Las Vegas, with the end of World War II bringing new attention to the growing desert town. The opening of El Rancho Vegas in 1941 established the first resort on what would eventually become the famous Las Vegas Strip. The businessman Tommy Hull built this Western-themed hotel with swimming pool, restaurants, and of course, a casino. Following El Rancho Vegas came the Last Frontier Hotel in 1942, but the most significant development was yet to come. In 1946, when Benjamin Bugsy Siegel, a mobster with connections to organized crime in the East, opened the Flamingo Hotel and Casino with investment from Eastern crime syndicates. The Flamingo was revolutionary in its luxury and sophistication, breaking from the prevailing Western themes that dominated early Las Vegas. Despite its troubled beginning, including cost overruns and Siegel's murder, in 1947 the Flamingo established anew. The 1950s and 1960s saw an explosion of development along the Strip, with iconic properties like the Sands Sahara, Desert Inn, Dunes, and Tropicana opening their doors. This era coincided with the golden age of Las Vegas entertainment, when performers like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., collectively known as the Rat Pack, made Las Vegas the entertainment capital of the world. Their performances at the Copa Room in the Sands became legendary, drawing wealthy tourists from across America. The relationship between entertainment celebrities. Howard Hughes arrived in Las Vegas in 1966, taking up residence at the Desert Inn and then purchasing the property. When management attempted to make him leave, Hughes went on an unprecedented buying spree, acquiring numerous hotels and casinos, including the Sands, Frontier, Silver Slipper, and Castaways. His entrance marked a turning point in Las Vegas history as corporate ownership began to replace mob influence. Hughes brought legitimacy to the casino business, helping transform Las Vegas into a more mainstream tourist destination. His vision for Las Vegas extended beyond casinos to include vast land purchases around the city, laying groundwork for future development that would. The 1970s witnessed further transformation as corporate ownership continued to replace mob interests with the passage of the Corporate Gaming Act in 1969, making it easier for publicly traded companies to own casinos. Kirk Kerkorian played a significant role during this period, building the International Hotel, which was then the world's largest hotel, and later the original MGM Grand. Now Bally's. These developments signaled a new era of mega resorts and corporate investment that would accelerate in the coming decades. The gradual shift from individual and mob ownership to corporate control fundamentally changed how Las Vegas operated, moving from personality-driven businesses to professionally managed enterprises. This transition brought increased legitimacy, capital, investment, and mainstream acceptance to Las Vegas, establishing foundations for its modern incarnation. As Las Vegas experienced another revolutionary transformation in 1989 with the opening of the Mirage by Steve Wynn, this property introduced the concept of the integrated mega resort, featuring attractions for all ages, including a volcano that erupted nightly on the Strip. The Mirage set new standards for luxury and entertainment, beginning what historians call the mega resort era. Shortly afterward, Excalibur, Luxor, and MGM Grand opened, continuing the trend of themed destinations that transported visitors to different places and times without leaving the Strip. The 1990s represented the family-friendly era of Las Vegas as corporations attempted to reposition the city as a destination for all ages. Attractions like the Adventure Dome at Circus and theme parks at MGM Grand drew families, while themed resorts created environments suitable for visitors of all ages. This period saw annual visitor numbers soar as Las Vegas reinvented itself once again. However, by the late 1990s, the pendulum began swinging back toward adult entertainment with the famous What Happens in Vegas. A fascinating aspect of Las Vegas development is its culture of implosion and renewal. Unlike other historic cities, Las Vegas regularly demolishes even relatively new buildings to make way for more modern attractions. The iconic Dunes landmark Sands and Desert Inn were all imploded in spectacular public events, drawing thousands of spectators. These controlled demolitions became tourist attractions themselves, symbolizing the city's commitment to constant reinvention and refusal to become stagnant or outdated. This willingness to destroy the old and celebrate the new. The architecture of Las Vegas has inspired serious academic study, most notably in Robert Venturi and Denise Scott Brown's influential 1972 book Learning from Las Vegas, which examined the symbolic communication in Las Vegas buildings and signage these scholars found meaning in. What many dismissed as tacky or commercial, arguing that Las Vegas represented an important postmodern architectural approach where signs and symbols dominated architectural form. This scholarly attention helped legitimize Las Vegas as a cultural phenomenon worthy of serious consideration, rather than the relationship between Las Vegas and water presents one of the most interesting contradictions in its development. Building a major city in the Mojave Desert, one of America's most arid regions, required extraordinary engineering, and water management Lake Mead, created by Hoover Dam, provides most of the city's water, but faces declining levels due to prolonged drought and increasing demand. The Southern Nevada Water Authority has implemented some of the nation's most aggressive conservation measures, including restrictions on landscaping, water recycling programs, and incentives to remove grass as climate change intensifies. Las Vegas continues adapting its approach to water conservation, developing innovative solutions that other desert cities now study and emulate. The economic impact of Las Vegas on Nevada cannot be overstated. Tourism and hospitality, directly or indirectly, support hundreds of thousands of jobs, making Las Vegas the economic engine for the entire state. Nevada's lack of state income tax is only possible because of gaming taxes and other revenue generated by Las Vegas visitors. This economic concentration has both benefits and vulnerabilities, as demonstrated during economic downturns like the 2008 recession and the 2020 pandemic. When tourism declined dramatically, the city has recognized this. Las Vegas experienced significant challenges following the 2008 financial crisis, with stalled construction projects, underwater mortgages, and declining tourism numbers. The city that seemed unstoppable faced serious economic hardship for several years. However, true to its history of reinvention, Las Vegas adapted. Once again, when tourism recovered, new developments resumed, including ambitious projects like City Center and Resorts World. The pandemic of 2020 brought another unprecedented challenge as casinos closed completely for the first time in modern history, resulting in massive unemployment. However, the environmental sustainability has become increasingly important in Las Vegas development, with newer properties incorporating significant green building features. Despite its reputation for excess, many Las Vegas resorts have implemented extensive recycling, water conservation, and energy efficiency measures. Large casino companies have installed massive solar arrays and implemented LED lighting retrofits, saving millions in energy costs while reducing environmental impact. As climate change concerns grow, these initiatives have become both economically beneficial and marketing advantages for properties, seeking to appeal to environmentally conscious travelers. The story of Las Vegas represents a uniquely American narrative of reinvention, opportunity, and access from its humble beginnings as a desert oasis to its current status as a global entertainment destination. Las Vegas has continuously transformed itself, responding to changing tastes, markets, and technologies. Its history demonstrates the power of vision, risk-taking, and adaptation in the face of seemingly impossible challenges, while preserving its core identity as an escape from everyday life. Las Vegas continues evolving into the 21st century, facing new challenges from competition, both domestic and international climate concerns, changing entertainment preferences, and economic pressures. Yet if history provides any guide, Las Vegas will continue reinventing itself, finding new ways to captivate visitors and remain relevant in an ever-changing world.